And for the latest on the attack, let me bring in our correspondent Mihal Bardavid. She's live with us in Istanbul. Mihal, what leads have police been able to gather so far? Have they narrowed down the investigation?
Well, Mamang, they've announced that the crime scene investigation has completed here at the Istanbul Attack airport. However, an investigation, a more conclusive investigation, is still continuing. However, already, as we just listened, the Turkish Prime Minister, even from last night, had stated, in fact, Islamic State. We see that the tactics used in this attack is very similar to that used by Islamic State. So all the fingers are pointing at ISIL. It's also important to remember that the U.S. government had also issued a warning stating that Islamic State was going to carry out terrorist attacks in the region during the month of Ramadan. Especially, they had just this week renewed their travel warning to U.S. citizens in Turkey due to these potential risky terrorist attacks that they thought might happen because of ISIL. And on top of that, just to note, ISIL itself had stated that it was more warning to carry out attacks during Ramadan. So basically, all the fingers are pointing at ISIL right now.
And Mihal, we know that airports are some of the most vulnerable targets for terrorist attacks, and there are X-ray scanners at the terminal entrance of the Atatürk airport. How did the bombers manage to pull off the attack?
Well, the situation was actually very similar to what happened in Brussels just in March, and that was also blamed on Islamic State. And what happened here was that there was a lot of chaos, and that was strategic by the attackers. They first of all, they opened gunfire in the car park. They used that chaos, people's panic, to first of all have people rush there. With that chaos, hectic environment, they were able to, the other two attackers were able to pass through the X-rays, and then they blew themselves up. So basically, they used the chaos in the atmosphere. However, the Turkish government, the Turkish security forces may have to once again go through their security situation. As right behind me, that is the main entrance of the airport, and when cars actually enter there, that they have a very loose security there. I think that may be one key element of security here, because they do check, they do have the X-rays at the entrance, but this main entrance with the cars is not one that is very tight at this moment. That may be one of the things that we're going to see change here.
Well, many thanks to you, Mihal. That's our Mihal Bardavid live with us at the Atatürk International Airport in Istanbul.